So really the goal of this flight today here was twofold. One, did most of my training in the 20. Now that I have my certificate, when I'm doing these longer, trips, figured it'd be nice to fly the 22, but like I said, I didn't just want to jump in it and kind of go for it without actually flying with you or one of the other guys again, just to kind of be a little more comfortable. And then since I've been making these videos, these flying videos, I've just been getting...
People are inquiring.
Yeah, sure. More often than I thought I would get asked, hey, why did you learn in a Cirrus? Why did you learn at All In? What is All In? Or should I train there? There's a lot of people from the Southwest that have asked, like, oh, I was looking at them. Why did you go there? And why'd you choose the Cirrus?
Henderson Airport information, Yankee, time 2347 Zulu, wind 040 at 4, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 16, dew point -16, altimeter 3022. Hazardous weather available on flight service frequencies. Cruise approaches in use, runway 35. All aircraft requiring an engine run-up complete on the ramp prior to taxi. Advise on initial contact if you have information, Yankee.
Henderson Tower, Cirrus 115 Mike, holding short of 35 left at Alpha, ready for departure.
Cirrus 115 Mike, Henderson Tower, make a left downwind departure southwestbound, runway 35 left, cleared for takeoff.
Left downwind departure, 35 left, cleared for takeoff, Cirrus 5 Mike, thanks. All right, so not mixture rich, boost pump on, land light on, engine page, recirc mode is off. So it's pretty much the same flow, we just are a little more mindful of our gallons per on our mixture, okay.
And that's something you can adjust once you get in the air. You can adjust
of course.
For the exact
well, we adjust it anyways, right? For altitude.
Right.
That's part of the... Oh, there's a nice jet.
Coming? Oh, going.
Okay, clear. All right, so 73, not 68.
Yeah.
Okay, ready to go?
Yep.
All right, we're gonna go full power, feet on the floor. All right, airspeed's alive, both places. Instruments are in the green. Looking for 73 and it's coming quick. There it is, and we are off. God, these things are so much faster.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're still gaining airspeed. So I really wanted to spend some time learning, or just kind of getting a little more comfortable with this plane, little proficiency flight. And since I've been making these videos, these flying videos, a lot of the most common things that people have been asking me were, hey, why did you learn in a Cirrus? Why did you learn at All In? And of course, the the $1 million question is the question about the dollars.
Sure.
Everybody wants to know, how much did it cost you? I haven't broken it down, but what I can say is that I took my private pilot check ride with about 48 and a half hours.
Yeah, that's good.
I think my check ride when I was done, I had 51.9, and we were up for 2 hours.
Right.
So about 49 hours exactly. And the last few hours of it was just kind of proficiency flying.
Right.
Because I was waiting to take my, I was waiting for the actual exam date. And the reason why, I don't want to say I avoid answering that question, is because I did it, I think, in 20, 30 hours quicker than what kind of the national average is for people getting their certificate.
Yeah.
So I don't want to encourage somebody like, hey, go out and, you'll get this done in this amount of time, because a couple of the things that helped me get it done so quickly, well, really, I think the main reason was that I was in between jobs and I was able to fly literally every day. Chase and I flew every day. with the exception of like one day, in over a month. And then I think the following month we flew every day except for one day as well. So that really helped. The more you fly, the less money it will cost you. That is a guarantee. That's pretty much the only guarantee, right? As often as you could possibly fly, that's really going to be the one way that you can save the most amount of money as possible. Now, there's obviously the other factors like, how well you learn. If you do have any prior experience, I think simulator experience goes a lot further than a lot of people give it credit for sometimes.
Sure.
Especially if you're flying on network like VATSIM or Pilot Edge or something like that.
And learning, like listening to liveatc.net
Sure.
and that sort of thing. We currently have a retired air traffic controller working in our pilot shop, and she's more than happy. She has military and civilian experience. She's more than happy to chat with students or meet with students and help them with their radio calls too. There's some resources there.
Sure. One of the other things a lot of people ask me is, why did I choose to train in the Cirrus? Like, well, couldn't you have got your pilot's license for $8,000? I saw a YouTube video that said you can get it for $5,000. Well,
yeah.
Well, I don't know if you can do it quite that cheap.
I don't know either. I don't think so. A lot of times when I'm talking with people too, I let them know, like, if you're doing this recreationally, this is a hobby for you, the Cirrus is a great platform to train in, because it's a plane that you can take the day you get your check, you take your check ride, you can put your friends and family in the plane and go somewhere and have fun comfortably.
Right.
And then there's other platforms, the 22 Turbo, that you can move up into easily. So, if you're on track for like a career, the Cessna might be a less expensive option, but the Cirrus is a great aircraft to learn in. It's comfortable. There are a lot of creature comforts. It's almost like being in a car.
Right.
And the CAPS parachute handle is the biggest insurance policy for your loved ones. People that are non-pilots are a little bit more at ease. How did your wife feel about the Cirrus with knowing that it had the CAPS?
It definitely helps. I like knowing that if I'm flying a family member and something goes wrong to me, right, they're not going to be on YouTube trying to land the plane.
Yeah.
It's good to know that, obviously for me, for my peace of mind, because I care about myself too, as a relatively new, inexperienced pilot, I have 57 hours in an airplane. If something really goes wrong, I have a backup plan to a backup plan. You know what I mean? The backup plan for any other plane is, well, I guess, we're going to find somewhere to land.
Right.
So yeah, people poke fun sometimes at the Cirrus guys and, oh, you need a parachute. Hey, you know what? I hope I don't. But if I do, I'm certainly going to be happy I had one.
Yeah.
There's certain situations where you literally have no other option.
Yeah, 100%.
So that to me made it make sense. And then why did I choose to train at All In? Well, I visited a few different places before I made that decision. And there were a lot of different things I was looking for. I wanted a place that was very professional, clean. I wanted to walk in and feel comfortable when I walked through the door before I said a word to anybody.
Sure.
Now, that's not the only thing I'm looking for. Once I talk to you, I got to continue to feel comfortable. And then once I see the airplane, I got to continue to feel comfortable.
Right.
But it has to start at the door. Before you even pull in, you get into the parking lot, and the place is just beautiful.
Yeah, sure.
You look at the fleet that you guys have, and you look at Henderson Airport, you just feel better and assume like, oh, this is better. Everything's newer, it's a lot cleaner, it's a lot nicer. So, and then once I came in, I chatted with Dennis, he kind of showed me around, and then you and I sat down and you explained a lot of the things that we just mentioned.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, these are your options, man. Sure, you can train in the Cessna, this is, the cost for it. This is about, and you told me, this is the average time it'll probably take. And then you hooked me up with Chase. Good on you for kind of, after talking with me, kind of saying like, okay, and knowing him, saying, hey, I think this is a good person to put you with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And luckily it worked out like that, because if I was uncomfortable with him, I immediately would have said, hey man, listen, he's a real nice guy, but is there somebody else I can learn better from?
And I'd want you to.
Sure.
We can be a little bit selective right now with our flight instructors. All these guys are handpicked. They're Cirrus trained. They're all CFIIs, and I think that they're all fantastic. So I try to set you up with who I think might be the best personality for you.
Sure.
But if you don't like it for some reason, or you want to try a couple of them, by all means.
Sure.
You know,
I
it's
think
your education.
I think my first flight with Nikolai was because Chase got sick and said, or maybe he got on a trip or something happened where he was unavailable. And he said, hey, you know, Nikolai was my roommate. He's solid. Fly with him. And that was awesome because him and I also got along very well.
Sure.
And it was a different perspective,
Yep.
right? Somebody else in the airplane, you know, there were things that Nikolai would say to me and it just kind of clicked different, even though
Yep.
it might have been kind of the same way Chase said it, but maybe he said it just a little bit different. But
yeah.
So I would encourage people, if they're training with you guys, to take 1 or 2 flights with you or with Nikolai or Omar or any of the other guys, Jonathan, to just kind of get maybe just a little perspective. You know, you don't. I kind of felt like I was cheating on him, but because we had, you know, kind of grown this friendship, you know, and I was like, ah, man, I kind of feel bad. Like, do you mind if I fly with Carl this time? You know, but it was once I saw how it felt to get that different perspective.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is good for me.
Yeah, definitely having somebody else to work with is nice, and that's why I think it's nice that we have such a good group of guys that you have those options.
Right.
So when you walk in the building, it's a nice big building, obviously, that houses the 3 partners of Cirrus: training, maintenance, and sales. Paul Salick, the owner of All In Aviation, he started the flight school about 4 years ago. He and I are both University of North Dakota graduates, and he went to work for Cirrus as a factory flight instructor right out of college. So he has a good relationship with Cirrus. I've been flying Cirrus since 2007 at UND. I did my double I in an SR20. We both are platinum CSIPs. So me coming out to Las Vegas to work with All In Aviation was kind of a no-brainer. But Paul brought me on to help run the flight school while he can focus on his pre-owned aircraft sales. We have Ken Goebel, who's the regional sales manager for this region, and he's upstairs. And then the bottom half of the building is maintenance. Lone Mountain Aircraft Maintenance is the maintenance provider, and they're a Cirrus partner. And then All In Aviation is a platinum Cirrus training center. And I guess to brag and boast, we were Flight Training Center of the Year for North America for 2020. So that was a pretty cool achievement. But,
right.
But you know, when you walk in, you do have all those resources right there available. Our planes are maintained right there at Lone Mountain. If people have questions on purchasing aircraft or aircraft ownership, whether it's pre-owned or new, the resources for that are there. We have the pilot shop downstairs, probably the only brick and mortar pilot shop in the valley that I know of that sells as much stuff as we do. Everything from oil and mic covers for your headset to end headsets, along with, you know, charts and books and stuff like that. So.
Sure. You guys have everything there. I bought my headset from you there. You have, obviously, you know, swag, All In Aviation swag.
Oh, yeah.
And
get your hat.
you even have some of the clothing for, like, professional pilots.
We do. Yeah. I mean, all the, the shirts with the epaulets on it and stuff for if you're airlines or a corporate gig that has to wear that, we've got all that for you.
Sure. Yeah, just the whole experience for me when I walked in and met with you guys was just like, okay, this is a place where I felt comfortable. Everybody's very professional. It was just, it was an absolute no-brainer.
Sure,
you know?
thanks. And we appreciate hearing that and getting that feedback. I mean, that you know, you're learning how to fly. This is a passion of yours. It's something that you enjoy doing. It shouldn't be such a difficult task, you know, it should be a place that you enjoy going to.
Right.
And in a fun environment. You know, we don't even like to necessarily go out to the practice area every single lesson, but maybe incorporate some destination flying and go places that you might go when you actually have your license.
Right.
So that makes it fun too, because now you get out and fly, and, you know, look at this flight alone right now. Like, we're doing navigation. You were actually in a little bit of slow flight earlier, kind of are now too. You know, there's things that you can do and still get a lot out of the lesson. So it doesn't have to be just a 2-hour block. I mean, we're usually scheduling 3 or 4 hour blocks just so that you can get a good, solid, quality lesson in and feel good about the progress you made on that flight.
Right.
Henderson Executive Airport, information Zulu 0054 Zulu, wind variable at 3. The weather is better than 5,005. Temperature 15, dew point -16. Altimeter 3021. Hazardous weather information available on flight service frequencies. Visual approaching use runways 35. All aircraft.
Henderson Tower, Cirrus November 115, Mike has Zulu, 10 miles to the southwest, inbound for a full stop.
Cirrus 115, Mike, Henderson Tower, make straight in, runway 35 left.
Straight in, 35 left, Cirrus 5, Mike.
Skyline 8167 Tango, turn left at Delta, taxi straight in the ramp, remain this frequency.
After that, we're off at Delta, remain on this frequency.
All right, can I get my checklist, please? Alright, so we'll go our land light on, fuel system is good, mixture as required, brake pressure is good. Seatbelts are on, we are already boosting, flaps, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're good. So my approach should be about 80. Okay.
Don't go below 80 on final.
And we're still 150, 110.
Yep.
Yep, 150, 110. Okay. So I appreciate you coming to fly with me and
yes.
talk a little bit about some of that stuff and get me proficient in this plane so that I can go enjoy some trips. And this thing is absolutely beautiful. I can't believe it.
Cirrus 5, Mike, number 2, follow Bonanza short final, runway 35 left, clear to land.
35 left, clear to land, number 2, Cirrus 5, Mike.
And about 15%.
Almost said the wrong tail number. All right, so we need to slow down. So we're under 150. We'll go 15%.
Bonanza 2472, taxi parking via Alpha Charlie, remain this frequency and have a good night.
Alpha Charlie with you and you as well for 2472.
First landing in a month.
35 left.
Hold on.
Final report.
Yeah, brace yourself.
All right, not bad. That was actually pretty good. I'll take it. Came in a little crooked at the end, but
I like that you give yourself a critique on that.
I was like when I was almost about to touch down, my butt kicked out a little bit, but it wasn't so much that I was gonna really sideload anything.
Cirrus 5, Mike, are you parking at the central ramp, transit parking?
5 Mike is going back to All In Aviation.
5 Mike, taxi parking via Delta, have a good night.
Parking via Delta, have a good night, 5 Mike. Okay, flaps 50. Let me get clear here before I start playing with stuff.
I'll get your mixture. We'll just bring that back a little bit.
Thank you.
Anyone that's inquiring about training, obviously it's great that you're making these videos and they're coming to you, but I'd encourage them to give me a call or come on in, and anyone in the pilot shop can give them a tour if I'm not there. Just come check it out. Come look at planes and geek out. We are having a open house in April, so that's something that everyone's invited to. We'll have airplanes on display. Might have, probably have some food and drinks there and stuff. So
cool.
Something to look forward to.
I would say the same thing. I mean, for everybody that's asking, just come down and see these guys. I mean, that's what I do. I kind of refer them to you or
sure.
One of the other guys.
But at least come check out the planes. If you have an interest or a passion for aviation, it's a fun place to come hang out. So
absolutely,
check it out.
If you're in the area, you're thinking about learning to fly, you gotta just come down here and just take a look around.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll just be absolutely blown away, just like I was. So